ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். நம்ம எல்லோரும் மிகவும் பணிவோட ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி மெதுவாக குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி வந்தன் போட்டுக் கொள்வோம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. சந்தோஷ சித்தத்தோட குழந்தை நிலையில் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியோட திருக்கமல பாதத்தை பார்ப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்துக்குள் வாருங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தங்களுடைய அன்பும் கருணையால் எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். எங்களுடைய ஹிருதய கமலத்தில் அமருங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய ஆத்மார்த்தமான நமஸ்காரத்தை ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளுங்கள். நாங்கள் தாங்களிடம் முழுமையாக சமர்ப்பிக்கிறோம். எங்களுடைய சரணாகதியை ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளுங்கள். எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயம் தாங்களுடைய இருப்பிடமாக ஆக்கி விடுங்கள். அதற்கு தகுதியும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து இன்றைய தியானத்துக்கு அனுமதியை தந்து வழி நடத்துங்கள். இன்றைய தியானத்தில் எங்களுக்கு சிந்தனையற்ற விழிப்புணர்வு நிலையை தாருங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக வலது கை மடிக்கை கொண்டு வருவோம். கண்களை மெதுவாக மூடி கவனம் இரண்டு உள்ளங்கையும் சஹஸ்ராரம். இந்த பிரார்த்தனைக்கு பிறகு தெய்வீக அன்னையோட இணைப்பை நம்மளால உணர முடியாதான் கவனிப்போம். நுண்ணுதர்கள் உணர்வோமான்னு கவனிப்போம். கவனம் சஹஸ்ராரத்தில் வைத்து 3 மகா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्रीसहस्रारस्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्रीनिर्मला देवी नमो नमः. மெதுவாக சுஷும்னா வழியாக நம்முடைய கவனம் மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ கணேச மந்திரம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. மெதுவாக இரண்டு கைகளும் பூமி தாய் மீது. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி ஸ்ரீ ஆதி பூமி மாதா தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சக்கரங்களும் நாடிகளையும் தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய சக்கரங்களும் நாடிகளையும் பாதிக்கிற எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள எல்லா விதமான தோஷங்கள், பாதாக்கள், எதிர்மறைகளை தாங்களுடைய பூமி தத்துவத்துக்குள் இழுத்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். எங்களை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். மாதாஜி தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு பொறுமையும் சகிப்புத்தன்மையும் தந்தருளுங்கள். ஸ்ரீ ஆதி பூமி மாதா சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदिभूमि माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. இடாநாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துவோம். இடது கை மடி மீது, வலது கை பூமி தாய் மீது இருக்கட்டும். கவனம் இடாநாடி. இரண்டு கைகளும் உச்சம் தலையில் வைத்து மனதார பிரார்த்திப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய இடாநாடிக்குள் வாருங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய இடாநாடியை பாதித்து எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள தேவையற்ற கடந்த கால நினைவுகளை முழுமையாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள். அதனால் எங்களுக்குள் ஏற்படும் தமோகுணத்தோடு எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறைகளையும் பூமி மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எல்லா அசுத்தங்களையும் முழுமையாக நீக்கி எங்களுக்கு சுத்த இச்சா சக்தியை தாருங்கள். மகாகாளி ஸ்ரீ பைரவரோடு எல்லா குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் எங்களுக்கு தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. அமைதியாக தூய்மை அடைய காத்திருப்போம். பிங்களா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துவோம். வலது கை மடி மீது, இடது கை ஆகாயத்தை நோக்கி வைத்து கவனம் பிங்களா நாடி, இரண்டு கைகளும் சஹஸ்ராரம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய பிங்களா நாடிக்குள் வாருங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய பிங்களா நாடியை பாதிக்கிற தேவையற்ற பிற்கால கவலைகள், அதனால் எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கிற ரஜோகுணத்தோட எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறைகளையும் ஆகாய மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள். எங்களை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி ஸ்ரீ மகாசரஸ்வதி ஸ்ரீ ஹனுமானோட எல்லா குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் எங்களுக்கு தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுக்கு சுத்த காரிய சக்தியை தந்தருளுங்கள். அமைதியாக தூய்மையடைய காத்திருப்போம். மெதுவாக இடது கை மடிக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். இரண்டு கைகளும் மடி மீது நல்லா நேரம் உட்கார்ந்து கவனம் நடு நாடி. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சுஷும்னா நாடிக்குள் வாருங்கள். எங்களுடைய சுஷும்னா நாடியை பாதிக்கிற எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறைகளையும் தங்களுடைய பஞ்ச மகாபூத தத்துவ வழியாக நீக்கி விடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களை முழுமையாக சுத்திகரிச்சு தியானத்துக்கு தேவையான சமநிலையை தாருங்கள். ஸ்ரீ மகாலட்சுமி ஸ்ரீ கணேஷாவோட எல்லா குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் எங்களுக்கு தாருங்கள். சுத்த ஞான சக்தியை தாருங்கள். அமைதியாக தூய்மை அடைவோம். மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் மூலாதார சக்ரம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ கணேஷா ஸ்ரீ கார்த்திகேயா எங்களுடைய மூலாதார சக்கரத்தில் அமர்ந்திருக்கிறீர்கள். தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ கணேஷா ஸ்ரீ கார்த்திகேயாவோட எல்லா குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ கணேஷ் அத்தர்வசேஷை கூறுவோம். ஓம் நமஸ்தே கணபதயே त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं हृदं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं मामवक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोद्ध्वातात् अवाधरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तः सृष्टति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरों गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वार परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकार पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वार शान्त्यरूपं बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादसन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निच्छ्रुतगायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं हृदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैर्सुपूजितम् भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्टयाद्धौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो रात्रपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் மூலாதாரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। மெதுவாக நம்மளுடைய கவனம் இடது ஹிருதய சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ சிவ பார்வதி. தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்துக்குள் வாருங்கள் தாயே. தாங்களுடைய தூய அன்பால் எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தை நிரப்பி விடுங்கள். அந்த தூய அன்பை நாங்களும் எல்லோரிடமும் பகிரவும் பரிமாற தாராள மனப்பான்மையை தந்தருளுங்கள். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி நாங்கள் ஆத்மா என்ற சத்தியத்தை எங்களுக்கு உணர செய்யுங்கள். நாங்கள் இந்த மனம், புத்தி, சரீரம், அகங்காரம், சிந்தனைகள் ஏதும் இல்லை. தங்களருளால் தூய ஆத்மாதான். எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தை முழுமையாக சுத்திகரிச்சு தூய்மை அடைய செய்யுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தை ஒளிமயமாக்கி விடுங்கள். शिव पार्वती साक्षात् ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री शिव पार्वती साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। शिव पंचाक्षरी गुरु नागेन्द्रहाराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्माङ्गरागाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्धाय दिगंबराय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय मंदाकिनी सलिलचंदन चर्चिताय नंदीश्वर प्रमथनाथ महेश्वराय मंदार पुष्प बहुपुष्प सुपूजिताय तस्मै मकाराय नमः शिवाय शिवाय गौरी वदनाब्जबाल सूर्याय दक्षद्वारनाशकाय श्रीनीलकण्ठाय ऋषध्वजाय तस्मै शिकाराय नमः शिवाय वसिष्ठ कुम्भोद्भव गौतमार्य मुनीन्द्र देवार्चित शेखराय चन्द्रार्क वैश्वानरलोचनाय तस्मै वकाराय नमः शिवाय यक्षस्वरूपाय जटाधराय पिनाकहस्ताय सनातनाय दिव्याय देवाय दिगंबराय तस्मै यकाराय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் வலது ஹிருதயத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ சீதாராமா. தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு பொறுமையும் பணிவும் தாருங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய பொறுப்புணர்வை மேம்படுத்துங்கள். ஸ்ரீ சீதாராமாவோட எல்லா குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் எங்களுக்கு தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ சீதாராமா சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री सीतारामा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. श्रीरामस्तोत्रத்தை கூறுவோம். आपदां दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्. रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः. साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் நடு ஹிருதயத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். வலது கை நடு ஹிருதயத்தில் வைப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ துர்கா மாதா ஸ்ரீ ஜெகதம்பா. தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் தைரியத்தோடு தன்னம்பிக்கையோடு இருக்கிறோம் தாயே. தயவு செய்து எப்பவும் எங்களை தங்களுடைய அன்பு பாதுகாப்பில் வைத்திருங்கள். श्री दुर्गा माता साक्षात श्री जगदम्बा साक्षात. ओम त्वमेव साक्षात श्री दुर्गा माता साक्षात श्री जगदम्बा साक्षात श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. வலது கை ஹிருதயத்திலே வைத்து ஸ்ரீ துர்கா மாதாவோட சில நாமங்களை கூறுவோம். ஓம் துர்கா துர்கார்த்திசமனி துர்காபத்வி நிவாரிணி துர்கமச்சேதினி துர்கசாதினி துர்கநாசினி துர்கதோதாரிணி துர்கநிஹந்த்ரி துர்கமாபஹா துர்கமஜானதா துர்கदैत्यलोकदवानला दुर्गमा दुर्गमालोका दुर्गमात्मस्वरूपिणी दुर्गमार्गप्रदा दुर्गमविद्या दुर्गमाश्रिता दुर्गमज्ञानसंस्थाना दुर्गमध्यानभासिनी दुर्गमोहा दुर्गमगा दुर्गमार्थस्वरूपिणी दुर्गमासुरसंहन्त्री दुर्गमायुधधारिणी दुर्गमाग्नि दुर्गमता दुर्गम्या दुर्गमेश्वरी दुर्गभीमा दुर्गभामा दुर्गर्भा दुर्गधारिणी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. வலது கை ஹிருதயத்துக்கு மடிக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். மெதுவாக கவனம் ஆகிய சக்கரம். श्री माता जी तांगले साक्षात श्री आज्ञा चक्र स्वामिनी தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு மன்னிக்கும் சுபாவம் தியாக மனப்பான்மையை தாருங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் சஹஸ்ராரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். श्री माता जी तांगले साक्षात श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी सर्वानंद प्रदायिनी सर्वेश्वरी தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சஹஸ்ராரத்துக்குள் வாருங்கள் தாயே. தயவு செய்து எங்களை சிந்தனையற்ற தியான நிலைக்கு கொண்டு செல்லுங்கள். கவனம் சஹஸ்ராரத்தில் வைத்து சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்களை திறந்து ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி சொற்பொழிவை கேட்போம்.
I welcome all of you from abroad, and this Kolhapur is regarded as one of the deities' temple, which are 3.5 deities, or we can say 3.5 coils of the Kundalini. So it is said that in this triangular bone of Maharashtra, because it is surrounded by on all three sides by mountains and the Plato is in the center. So all the three sides make a nice triangle. Is the Kundalini of the whole universe, of the whole world, is expressed by Mother Earth in Maharashtra. These are 3.5 energies which are coiled together. The first one is of Mahakali. This Mahakali power is expressed in Tuljapur as Bhavani, and Shivaji Maharaj used to come on a horse all the way for miles together to get the darshan of this Bhavani at Tuljapur. He knew this. And he had a sword which was called as Bhavani Talwar, and people said that the goddess herself has given this sword to him. Now the second one is Mahasaraswati, is at Mahurgad. We always sing Mahurgad, our song, that is the one. Is Mahasaraswati, which is also called as Renuka Devi. That's the right-sided Mahasaraswati. Then the third one is Mahalakshmi. That is at Kolhapur. Here, a very bad demon called Kolasu was killed by the mother. So, this place is especially very holy for all of us because you got your realization as the Kundalini went through your Sushumna Nadi, which is being nourished by Mahalakshmi principle. So in the temple they sit down. It's a Mahalakshmi's temple, but they sing that, "Oh Ambe, please rise, please rise, please rise." This comes with the full understanding of the Sushumna Nadi. But 99.9% people don't know, because all the knowledge about Shakti is being lost due to the different timings, and people never worried about it. So, one has to realize that in Indian Shastras, scriptures, Shakti is the most important thing. It is to be understood. Why? Because, say now, if you have a light, or if you have fire, what is the power of fire? The power of fire can be that it can give you light, it can burn away things. But supposing it does not have its power, then who will care for fire? Nothing. So anybody who hasn't got the power of being the spirit, it is useless. So this power, this Shakti, has to be awakened within us because we do not have the power of the spirit. We have to have the power of the spirit. That's only possible if you get your self-realization. That is the reason it is very important that we should pay attention to our power. Now this power is made as the power of a mother. Mother is the most loving relationship. And through that relationship, all the love is expressed. That is why the Shakti is that of a mother. And affection, the love, the patience that mother has for her children, the Shakti too has the same powers. And that is how the Shakti never can harm you. Out of all these Shaktis, all these powers, the highest of all is what we call as the Kundalini, because without her you cannot get realization. But also we can say higher than that or complementary to that is Mahalakshmi power. Without the Mahalakshmi you cannot rise. This is the ladder through which this power of Kundalini can rise. So both the powers are very important and very much related to each other. Mahalakshmi principle starts when we have finished with Lakshmi principle. Like in the West, people are fed up with affluence, fed up with all the riches and all that. So they are thinking, what have we achieved? We have gone into imbalances. So what should we do? We have to balance ourselves. So how do we balance ourselves? We have to have the knowledge of the Spirit. That is called as Adhyatma. You have to know what is the knowledge of the Spirit. And to know the knowledge of the Spirit, Kundalini has to be awakened, and that you are to be connected to this all-pervading power. Once that happens, you just become one with that energy and you get transformation within yourself, because there is light, and in the light you can see all your problems, all your defects. And also if you know how to correct it, it's the easiest thing to do is to get transformation in such a way. All of you have been very much transformed. And now I find it difficult even to recognize you, because all your faces are changed, your attitudes are changed, you look so different, so beautiful. Today it seems to be a special day for me here in Mahalakshmi temple, that Mahalakshmi is being awakened. And I am feeling really in that state of thoughtless awareness. I don't know how I am talking. And I am just in the meditative mode, absolutely into meditative mode. Because when you are in the center, you don't think. You are in meditation. That is why Mahalakshmi is very important. So when you are fed up, you can feel there's something missing, and then you take to Mahalakshmi principle. But in India, because of so many saints, we feel that we should short-circuit it. First, let us develop our own Adhyatma. Let us develop our knowledge of Atma and then take to science. So there is no more imbalance within us. Because without the foundation of Adhyatma, knowledge of the Spirit, you take to any kind of progress, you can topple down. That's why all the Western entrepreneurs, enterprises, and also projections of religion have gone to waste, because there has been no balance. It is important that we must have the balance within ourselves. Now in India we have people who have this idea, at least that you have to rise higher than materialism, and that you have to become one with the Virata, part and parcel of the whole. This they know. And that's what, by knowing that, once they get to Sahaja Yoga, they grow very deeply. The depth I have achieved with this faith, that we have to be self-realized and that we have to feel the all-pervading power. This conviction itself gives them the depth, and so when they achieve realization, they just go down very deep. But most surprising, people who have never heard about Ganesha, who have never heard about Kolhapur, who have never heard about Mahalakshmi, are sometimes much, much better, much more deeper than the people who know all these things by heart. So one can deduct that those who know outwardly, those who know through their books or through some gurus who teach them something, are absolutely outside. They have nothing in them to tell us because they have had no experience of the self. No experience of the self. That's only possible when your Kundalini rises and breaks your Brahmarandra. That is the time the first experience comes to you of this all-pervading power. So all those people who have been only just praying to Mahalakshmi, have been going to her, doing a lot of penances, fasting, this, that, have no idea as to what Mahalakshmi wants. And they always complain to me, Mother, we've done this, we have done that. People are very religious. They are doing all kinds of ritualism, what we call as karma kanda. But with that you do not reach where you have to reach. So one has to understand that whatever has been written and told about all these great things in India, people may know in words, but in experience they do not know. So Sahaja Yoga is very important to give them this experience so that they can really verify whatever is said in the science of spirituality about getting realization is absolutely true. Not only that, but it's very practical, and every person who gets realization can understand it very well. So we are here in a very holy place full of unholy people. But still, there are some very, very good people here also. And because of Mahalakshmi, they make very good ornaments because these ornaments are offered to the goddess. You can feel there a kind of a subdued feeling for God, feeling for spirituality. But they do not have the experience that you have got. So you are much higher than all of them. And those who have the experience can feel more once they go to the temple. You can go to the temple to see the place also. But give yourself a big bandhan, because I have seen next to the deity, there are very funny people sitting. They are doing all kinds of commercial activities. They are selling flowers, they are selling this, selling everything. So you have to be careful with the bandhan, you can go and see for yourself. Now they say that this temple is made because it's a Swayambhu, it's the one that has come out of Mother Earth. You can see yourself if there are vibrations. And moreover, you must know that this puja of these deities are done by people who are not at all in any way religious, but are just commercial people. Commercialism can never give you any satisfaction, can never give you at all any satisfaction. Apart from that, it can take you to something unknown, of dangerous shores. But if your faith is pure, without any greed, without any demands, then you develop your depth within yourself, which is very helpful after sadhana. It's a remarkable thing how Sri Chakra is here and how they have made the complete calculation of Sri Chakra. I met a scientist in Russia, in Moscow, who has done a research, very much big research on this Sri Chakra. Now, so we have Sri Chakra on the right side, on the left hand side we have Lalita Chakra. So all the things that we do with hands after realization are worked through on the right hand side Sri Chakra, on the left hand side Lalita Chakra. Now how it works is a very complicated thing, but we don't have to worry about that. As soon as you put your hand on somebody, the chakra knows how to work it out. It works by itself, as if it is a built-in mechanism within us which knows what sort of vibrations to be given to a particular person for a particular cause or a particular purpose. If that person has certain defects also, these chakras know what is to be emitted, how to work it out. So it is not that we have the Kundalini awakening, only these chakras are awakened. We also have these two chakras awakened within us because of Kundalini. But if you have Vishuddhi problem, then you can find that your hands are stiff and you cannot feel guidance, or we can say the divine intentions of realization, because when you start using your hands you don't feel any vibrations. So how will you know what's happening? But it's a very complicated thing, and for that complicated thing these instruments are made already, are prepared already. They are quite equipped with all the knowledge that is necessary, like a feedback as we call it, or we can call it a complete programming is there. So as soon as you put your hand on a person, the programming starts working it out. Because programming is done by God Almighty, it can never be wrong. There cannot be two different things as far as Sahaja Yoga is concerned. I have been thinking about writing about all these big pithas that are in India, so it will be helpful to you as well as to others in India. But here the atmosphere is so bad, as if to think of God, to talk of God is absolutely wrong. You cannot say. The people are in illusion and they think that all these talks has brought us nothing. To them it is the progress of the West is more effective, more apparent, that they can see how you have progressed in materialism. And they can't understand how we could progress with Adhyatma very much in the area of physical development or mental development. So now we come to a point where we realize that it is very important for all the Western people to have the foundation of Adhyatma. For that it is important to give up some of your conditionings, because this knowledge is coming definitely from India. I mean, the Indians had all the knowledge of your medical science, this science, that science, that science. But God's science is in India. And for that, what are you going to do? When the question of God's science is concerned, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to work it out? That this is the science of God. And the God science has to be understood with full dedication and devotion. Because of the conditioning of the Western influence, the Western progress, sometimes we just do not know how to grasp this knowledge within ourselves. Very difficult. But if you can understand that as for science, we had to accept it fully from the West, you have to accept the knowledge of your spirit from the East. East has the knowledge of the spirit. For that, you have to be ready to receive it. But if you are still in your arrogance, if you are still in your own conditionings, then you cannot do it. Like a boy who comes from a village, who has never known about science, and he suddenly put him in a science college. He said, "What is this nonsense? What's all this all? I have never known these things. Why should I use a test tube? Why should I go in the laboratory?" All kinds of things he can start saying. And this conditioning is there. Then he'll run away from school within 1 year or 2 years, maybe earlier. And that is what I find is their conditioning. Which turns away many people from Sahaja Yoga after some time. So we must watch our conditionings, what sort of conditionings we have. While the Indians have conditionings of so-called religious beliefs and this ritualism, this, they are very much conditioned also. But it's easy to overcome that when you realize that whatever you are worshipping, for example in India, everybody has a Kula Devata, means the family goddess, everybody has. They must worship that goddess, particular goddess, everybody has. So they have to, if they just ask, "Mother, are you that goddess?" the vibrations start flowing. So the conditioning gets very easily eradicated. But the mental acceptance of something is very difficult to go. And I have seen also when they get married or marriage is arranged, they go mental. They go mental. If you go mental, then you cannot understand many things. But if you are spiritual, then you can understand. For example, we see Mother Earth giving us these flowers and all that. How can we go mental about it? It's a living process. For any living process, we cannot get mental. So now you will say, all right, this is because the seed has got this and the seed is planted. But how? Why? That you can't answer. Can never answer. Then you'll keep quiet. But say, if there's a sage, he'll say, all right, this is Mother Earth. She wants to give to her children these flowers, fruits, these trees. So she's working it out. So one has to jump from one conditioning of materialism. Now you should see in matter, energy never moves. Energy is stationary. It never moves. And also energies which are moving, so-called, like electricity, this, that, are absolutely blind. Supposing there is electricity here flowing, all right, well and good. But supposing somebody stops it, stop. It has no mind. It is a mindless thing. So in materialism, you become mindless. you start seeing also that within yourself, that you have become mindless and becoming absolutely, I should say, like robot sometimes, which is mindless, which is fixed quantity. And I see very much clearly in the West, I've seen that people have very fixed ideas. It's difficult for them to get out of it because they don't have that movement towards the spiritual subtlety where one can uh, use the mind to do something. We would say that Mother Earth has got the mind. No, that nobody can believe in the West, except for Sahajas. That the Mother Earth produces these vigrahas. She produces these deities. Nobody will believe. How can you believe such a thing? That this Mother Earth thinks, that this Mother Earth produces these things? But logically you can see, logically. Say a tree has a certain height. The fruits have a certain shape, certain colors, flowers same. Who changes all the seasons? Especially in India, it's very clear cut 6 seasons. It's called as Ritambhara Pragya in the Hatha Yoga. Now, that is the one which is a lady, which thinks. She has a mind of her own, she decides. And she works out everything. This concept was doubly denied in the West. First is that they cannot accept a goddess. Woman has no part. Right from Socrates onward, nobody has talked much about a woman, except of course there is Sakina and all that, but it's very minor roles they have. Greeks had goddesses who were just like human beings, so that also gets ruled out. And very little was accepted. And when Christianity came, some of the Christians saw to it that there should be no mention of the mother in any way. But despite that, people worshipped the mother. They worshipped the mother of Christ as some like a goddess. Though in the Bible she's talked as a woman, in a very derogatory style. She's addressed. So the conditioning of people is about the power of God who hangs somewhere in the air. That He's there and that He gives us everything. But what is the communication? What is the justification or what is the logical thing? How to explain? So you have to say it is a mystery. God is a mystery, He hangs somewhere in the air, He does everything. And how can we believe in it? So the Christian conditioning has been even worse than, I think, Jew conditioning. Because they just get out Christ's mother away. Though the painters, artists wouldn't do that. They wouldn't accept. They had the mother there. But despite all that, the motherhood has not been respected that should have been in the Bible, which is a very wrong thing. While Mahalakshmi herself incarnated as Mother Mary, herself, and to say about Mahalakshmi as a woman, I think is a great insult. And where women are insulted like this, where the goddesses are insulted, we cannot expect any spiritual growth unless and until you accept that is the Shakti, is the mother who is the only
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்கள் மூடி சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்களை திறந்து மாதாஜிக்கு நன்றியை கூறி நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி மந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம்.